What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the Jbt community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Justin James, hashtag JBT. Mike Masick. Salute to everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. This is the Monday afternoon edition. Told y'all Friday. I'll be back in a couple of hours on Monday, and I'm back. Did everybody have a good weekend? Doing okay this Monday afternoon? Starting out another week. Of that boxing history. Because remember, if it's Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock, it's the box story. And that's me, your friendly neighborhood box story. Everybody enjoy those fights Saturday. I thought the Ramirez and Bartholomew fight was kind of weird. That was a very winnable fight for Bartholomew, but because every time he threw that straight left hand, he was hurting Ramirez with it. But he wouldn't throw it enough. He was going entire rounds without throwing it. But I wonder what kind of fight it would have been if he would have thrown it with any kind of regular. Because remember, when he started pressing in the 12th round, he hurt Ramirez again with it. But Bartholomew acted like he wasn't that concerned about winning. It was just kind of weird. But salute to everybody. Got another big week planned. We had a quick turnaround on the Jbt Panel Discussion, which is today again. We just had it Thursday, but I decided starting this week to make it on Monday. Because we're fresh off the weekend, fresh off the fights. Figured we could probably have a better discussion on Mondays. But this is fight week for the big Cinco de Mayo weekend. Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. We are in fight week for that. And let me preview what I got coming up for you for this big week from Cat Sports. Of course, today is going to be the Jbt Panel Discussion. Okay. I'm going to go over the fights at 2:30, and I'm just going to go over a little brief history of boxing in the United States while I'm waiting to see if anybody's going to come up and chop it up. And then tomorrow is going to be highlights of Black history in boxing. Not going to go too deep in it, just some highlights of some Black boxers and history of Blacks in boxing. That's all. And then Wednesday, it's going to be boxing in New York. It's a Remo idea. I'm going to take a look at the history of boxing in New York, and then take a look at some of the top fighters that were born in New York, okay, and had a good career in boxing. So it's going to be all about boxing in New York on Wednesday. Coach Thomas Morris in the building. Salute, Coach. This is another Jbt Panel Discussion. We're going to open it up very shortly, early in the show, very early. And then Wednesday was going to be about boxing in New York, a history of the sport in New York, and look at some of the top fighters to come out of New York. The Mighty Rise podcast in the building, the closer. Salute to the Rise podcast. 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. on Sunday. Salute, Rise podcast. And then Thursday, we're going to talk about the old Kronk Gym. Remember the legendary gym up there in Detroit, run by legendary trainer Emmanuel Stewart. We're going to do a show on that Thursday, right? And then Friday, the profile this week is going to be Sugar Ray Leonard, the last of the four kings. Because, remember I did Thomas Hearns first, Roberto Duran's, Hagler was last week. We're going to finish it off with Sugar Ray. Certainly last. I mean, not last, but certainly not least. Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard this week. So another big week planned for you. Today is the, I dropped the link earlier, Jbt Panel Discussion Day. It's coming up about 2:30. Canelo fight week this week. I'll tell you this. And then next Tuesday is the Monster, remember? You know, the Monster always fights on Tuesday morning. I asked this Asian guy one time, why is that? He said, our big fight night is Saturday in the States. In Japan, it's Tuesday. So Tuesday is their Saturday. That's why the Monster always fights on Tuesday. And a lot of cards go on over there in Japan that we don't hear anything about on Tuesdays, It's just the Monster, Yeah, Benitez definitely should have been in there, Coach, because Benitez fought all of them, except Hagler. Benitez, but it's only four kings in the deck, though, so, But definitely a good point, Coach. Benitez should have been in there because he fought all of them except Hagler. Okay. He beat Roberto Duran, remember? Yes, a good point, Coach. William Old School Rant in the building. Look around, Old School, because this is JBT Panel Discussion Day. You missed the last one Thursday. It's a quick turnaround because I'm changing it from Thursday to Monday. We're straight off the weekend and the fight. I just figured we have a lot more to talk about on Monday. So I'm going to drop that about 2:30. Salute to William Old School Rant. Must have been working hard down in New Orleans. I ain't seen you in a while, bro. But I'm glad to have you today. Yeah. Okay. So about 2:30, I'm going to drop the link. Hopefully, I can get somebody up here and chop it up. And we're going to go till 4 o'clock. Had an excellent one last Thursday. The first JBT Panel Discussion was a smashing success Thursday. Wow. Had Jay Hardcore in here. That was the day where Jay Hardcore cooked all the way up to 2 o'clock and handed the baton straight to me. I didn't even know he was on. I came on at 2 and I seen all those people because Jay had told everybody to come over here. I didn't know that. And I seen all these people in here. I thought I went on to the wrong channel or something. I had never started up with all those people in here. But yeah, that was Thursday. And we're going to do it today. Yeah. Coming off the fight Saturday. But no, I was just telling, I think Mike and Mike Masick and Justin James was the only ones in here at the time. I was just telling everybody how weird that Jose Ramirez and Francis Bartholomew fight was. The fight was very winnable for Bartholomew. All he had to do was throw that left hand, boy. Because every time he threw it, seemed like he hurt Ramirez with it. Not sometimes, not most of the time. Every time he threw that straight left, he got Ramirez's attention, but he wouldn't throw it. He was going 1-2 rounds without even throwing it. Remember? And then in the 12th round, when he started pressing, he hurt Ramirez again with it. So that fight probably would have turned out very different if Bartholomew would have just thrown that left hand, that straight left hand more, man. Because Ramirez couldn't get out of the way of it. That was weird. Bartholomew acted like he just didn't want to win the fight. It was very winnable for him. Very winnable. But he wanted to languish on the ropes and let Ramirez beat up on his body. And remember, Jack Reese was getting ready to stop it at the end of the 11th. He did stop it. He said, that's it, but then he changed his mind, remember? Just before the bell rang at the end of the 11th round, Jack Reese said, that's it. And then he came over to Bartholomew's corner and said he's not going to watch another round like that, him laying on the ropes, not fighting back. But I thought he did stop it. But then he said, he changed his mind and let it continue. But just a weird fight, man. I don't know if Bartholomew was just there for the bag or what, man, but that was very winnable. All he had to do was throw that straight left more because Ramirez could not get away from it, man. Every time he threw it, and he was hurting him. It wasn't just going with him, he was hurting him, man. Yeah. Ramirez Ryan, that'd be a good one, coach. Yeah. I never thought about that one. But did Ramirez say anything about moving up? We're going to talk about it in about 5 or 10 minutes. That would be an excellent fight, man. Ramirez and Ryan. I didn't want to put it in too early, but I'm going to put the link in now. Why not? It's the Jbt Panel Discussion. Put it in, kid. I was going to go over the fights, but maybe somebody can go over them with me. Okay, here comes the link. This is Jbt Panel Discussion Day. The whole show is the panel discussion. So this is part of the show, so put it in. Put it in the chat. Y'all remember that? Being Boxing News got me upset that day. My tank was ducking low. When I came up on that panel, I had breathing fire, man. Yeah. Put it in the chat. We should make that a t-shirt or something. Put it in the chat. Oh, man. But here comes the link. Oh, no, that's not right. I put it in. No, don't pay any attention to that link. I don't know what happened. But how's everybody doing this Monday afternoon? We're back starting another week out. Like I said, you know, if it's Monday through Friday, 2 o'clock, it's the Box Historian. That's me, your friendly, local, neighborhood Box Historian. You like to call a policeman walk through the neighborhood, officer friendly? That's me, friendly Box Historian. Okay? www.boxhistorian.com. Okay, get the link in there, guys. Where is my link? Okay, here we go. And yeah, we're gonna talk about it because I just didn't understand Bartholomew. Man, that fight was very winnable for him, but he acted like he didn't want to win it. That straight left hand was hurting Ramirez and hurting him bad, man. When he decided to throw it, but I just didn't understand that. It appeared that he didn't want to win the fight. But the link is in there. But yeah, and then we got this is Cinco de Mayo, remember? week. Canelo and Ivy. Mike Rim in the building. What's happening, Mike Rim? Welcome to another episode of Cat Sport, The Box, Dorian. This is JBT. What is it? What is it called? Jbt Panel Discussion. Day. We had a very good one Thursday. We had Jay Hardcore, Coach Thomas Morris, Bruce Gass, Jeff Dew, Thomas Hill, the mayor of YouTube, is up here. BBO Boxing TV. Man, we had them all up here Thursday. Very good discussion. There's Let's Talk Fashion. Remo, hashtag JBT in the building. Let's Talk Fashion. Your New York show is coming Wednesday, Remo. History of boxing in New York, and a look at some of the top fighters to come out of New York. That's Wednesday. Okay. You're going to be seeing your ideas. There's some good ones. I appreciate it. Everybody okay? Did everybody have a good weekend? I did. Saturday was my anniversary. We had the fights and a big old steak dinner, corn on the cob, potatoes, collard greens, one of the big old North Carolina dinners. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I ate my steak and I ate half of Miss Cass's too. Yeah. He took too long eating it. You know, I said, you want that? There's Bruce Gass Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. Bruce, this is another JBT panel discussion day. Came around fast this time because I changed it to Monday. I just figured we had more to talk about on Monday because thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Had more to talk about on Monday because we just had the fights and stuff, right? Yeah. And then we got to talk about this big Canelo Munguia. A lot of those guys on the zone Saturday, the commentators was leaning toward Munguia. They kept showing him. Anybody see that? Every 5 minutes they were showing highlights of Munguia, so they might be going against their old man. I'm still leaning with Canelo myself. I'm still going with Canelo. Yeah. They claim that if it goes the distance, they say a decision favors Munguia. Wow. I just think Canelo's gonna use that experience, and he still got that pop. And I think he might get Munguia up out of there, because Munguia likes to mix it up. Munguia punches a lot now, though. So he might be, if he can last, he might be able to pull out a decision. You know that? Yeah, it's not what everybody thought it was going to be, Remo. But we're in fight week, so maybe, you know, it's Canelo. Freestyle Media Sports in the building. What's up, bro? How are you today? This is JBT Panel Discussion Day. The link is in there already. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to go over these fights, and I'm going to be talking about a little short history of boxing in the United States. I didn't really schedule anything for today because this is the JBT panel discussion. Then we're going to talk. I can talk about a short history of boxing in the United States. You know, where it started, some of the things we go through. And yes, tomorrow is highlights of history of blacks in boxing tomorrow. For those that just came in, and Wednesday is boxing in New York. With a history of boxing in New York, and we're going to talk about some of the top fighters that came out of New York, and cover some of the boxing venues like I did before. That's in New York. Because you know what's in New York? That's where the garden is, right? The Mecca. Okay, that's where the garden is. The Polo Grounds, Yankee Stadium, Barclays, all of them historic fight venues. That's Wednesday. And then Thursday, we're going to talk about the legendary Kronk Gym, run by the legendary Emmanuel Stewart. And they have a Kronk Gym, another Kronk Gym, I think it's in Phoenix. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's in Phoenix. There's Al Booger. What's happening, Al Booger? Oh, you're in listening mode? Okay. Hope you enjoy the show. This is Chop Up Day. And then Friday, for the profile this week, is Sugar Ray Leonard, the last of the Four Kings. This has been Four Kings week. Yeah. Well, let me get ready to talk about what happened this weekend, these fights. Okay. We had two cards. You know, we had one out of Fresno, California, and then we had one in Liverpool, England, UK, England. There's always a card from the UK every weekend. You know, this one was between Eddie and Oscar. This one was Oscar, Golden Boy. Yeah, no. Oscar did the. Oscar was the second one. The night card. Eddie Hearn promoted the first one, the daytime one. Came on at 2:00, and the nighttime was Oscar. That's right. Yeah. Because I seen a big head Oscar up there running his mouth. Man, Virgil got the guy out of it. Well, we didn't have to worry about him and Tim Zoo's fight not making it long because he got that guy out of there fast. Man. Did you see that? I think I had looked away at something and the guy was down on the mat writing around. I was like, what happened? Miss Cass said he hit him in the side with a left. Wow. I couldn't even really see it on the replay. Did he really hit the guy or was it fixed? To make sure we get Virgil and Tim. Nah, it wasn't fixed. Don't start that, Cass. Okay, Fresno, California. The co-main for that was, the main. The link is in there, everybody, if anybody's interested in it. The main was Jose Ramirez and Francis Bartholomew. And that was a weird fight, man. Very winnable for Bartholomew because that straight left hand was hurting Ramirez, man. Every time he hit him with it, and Ramirez couldn't get out of the way of it. But Francis wouldn't throw it. What was wrong with him? He wouldn't throw it. Every time he threw it, it was getting to and it was having an effect on Jose, but I don't know what Francis was doing. He was just looking for one big shot. And Jose started smothering him, and Francis couldn't get it off, but he wasn't really trying, if you ask me. I just didn't understand that. That was weird. That was a weird fight, man. Because I thought, the way I saw that fight start out developing, it was very winnable for Francis, man. And then remember in the 12th round when he started pressing after Jack Reese gave the warning about on the ropes? He hurt Jose with it again. Yes, he did. He hurt him again when he decided to throw it. So that was just very weird. I just didn't understand that fight. And then JoJo, Duarte was just too big. It looked like they weren't even the same weight class. As I watched that fight, it looked like a welterweight against a featherweight or something. I think if JoJo's going to continue to fight, he may need to just drop back down because, Duarte wasn't worried about anything. Duarte, thank you, old school. Old school said happy anniversary, Miss Cass. Duarte Duarte wasn't worrying about anything that JoJo was doing. Nothing at all. Nothing. And it was only a matter of time before he got him up out of there. But yeah, Jose. Yeah, Ramirez, he got really a narrow escape after being hurt 4 times. But then he settled in. He beat Ransom Bartholomew. It was a 12-round unanimous decision. Ramirez goes to 29-1, 18 knockouts. His one loss came to Josh Taylor, remember. Bartholomew suffers his 3rd loss, 30 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 15 knockouts. I know Bartholomew has lost to Ramirez and Gary Antoine. I don't know who that other loss was to. But yeah, Ramirez looked kind of shaky in the first half of the fight, right? And he got hurt like 3 or 4 times. But then and he got knocked down in the 3rd round, but Jack Reese blew it and called it a slip. That was a knockdown. Yeah, that's the same guy that lost to Ryan. Yeah, Duarte. Yeah, Remo, that was him. Yeah, that's the one Ryan beat. He looked totally different this time. He got a new trainer, Robert Garcia, and he looked much better too. Much better. Looked more confident. He was taking his time more, and I wouldn't mind seeing him and Ryan running back. He looks like he could make welterweight. Big guy, man. Yeah, but that was the same guy, Remo. But yeah, Jack Reese blew that call in that 3rd round because Jose Ramirez's glove clearly touched the mat. And any part of you touch that mat, it's a knockdown, right? He caught himself with his right hand. Ain't that a knockdown? Jack Reese blew that. Yeah, clearly blew it. But anyway, Ramirez settled down in the second half of the fight. And he was working Bartholomew over on the inside, smothering his attacks. But Bartholomew really wasn't trying to attack, to tell you the truth. When he did, that straight left got through. And like I was saying, Jack Reese almost stopped it after 11. I thought he did stop it. He said, that's it. I guess he changed his mind because he came over to Bartholomew's corner and told him, any more laying on the ropes, he's going to stop it, right? And Bartholomew came out in the 12th round and hurt Ramirez again with that left hand. But it made it through, and Ramirez got the UD. 2 judges had it 119, 109, and one had it 118, 110. And that was about right. Wide decision, because Francis wasn't really trying to win the fight. He had the tools to do it. I just wonder how it would have turned out if he would have threw that straight left hand more. You know, because he was clearly affecting Ramirez with it, and Ramirez couldn't get out of the way of it, man. Y'all saw it. But then in the co-main, Virgil Ortiz Jr. Virgil is now 21 and over 21 knockouts, 100% knockout rate, and he destroyed Delorme. Delorme is now 27-7, 1 draw, 17 knockouts. First round, 1 punch body shot knockout. Okay. Ortiz Jr. landed a hard left to the body, set Delorme down, and he was counted out. Ain't a whole lot to it. Yeah. I didn't even see it. Still didn't see it on the replay. It's just like they was making sure we get Virgil and Tim Tszyu. Didn't waste no time. I don't know. I still haven't saw the knockout punch. I just saw a left hand going toward his side, and then he went down. And that was it. That was the end of it. And then we had Duarte. Virgil and Delorme was junior middleweight, and Ramirez and Bartholomew were junior welterweight. Okay. And then we had Duarte and Jojo. They were junior welterweight also. Duarte goes to 28 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 22 knockouts. And Jojo is 33-6, 1 draw, 15 knockouts. And I think Jojo has now lost like 5 out of his last fights. 5 out of his last 6 or something like that. Yeah, 1 and 5 in his last 6. Now, like I said, if JoJo doesn't retire, I think he needs to go down because him and Duarte just looked like they were in 2 different weight classes, in that ring. Yeah. And Duarte got the stoppage in the 9th round. He had caught JoJo against the rope and was pummeling him. And the referee stepped in, rightfully, and called it all. JoJo did a little complaining, but yeah, the referee did the right thing. He was way behind. He wasn't going to stop Duarte. Those little weak punches he was hitting him with when he did land. So the referee did the right thing. And then we had the women's championship fight. That was probably the best fight of the night. Gabriella Linares, man, she was like a buzzsaw. And she used high volume punching to beat Marlon Esparza. 10 round split decision. Very close fight. And she won the WBA, WBC, WBO, and ring belts. She had just lost her WBO to Esparza in the last fight, so she gets that back, plus the other 2 that Esparza had. And Linares' only loss is to Esparza. So she improves to 15-1 with 6 knockouts. Esparza dropped to 15-2. Just 1 knockout. Yeah. Linares just and she kept that pace up the entire fight. But it's only 2 rounds, So that kind of helped out. If it was 10 3-minute rounds, 12 3-minute rounds, I don't think she could have kept that pace up for 12 3-minute rounds. But 10 2 minutes, you can go all out. Because you get 1 minute in, then it's all downhill. The round is over. But anyway, it was a split decision. So 2 judges had it for Linares, 97-93, 96-94. And this is ridiculous here. 1 judge gave it to Esparza, 98-92. And I always say, how can 2 judges watching the same fight be so different? Yeah, it is, Remo. It's aging real bad. Real bad. I wouldn't mind seeing Devin get in there with Duarte. Duarte would probably stop him. But anyway, 1 judge gives a fight to gives Esparza 7 rounds, right? Another judge only gives her 2. Come on, man. Now, I know the judges' card going to be exactly the same, but they're supposed to be watching the same fight with the same criteria. How can 1 judge give her 7 rounds and another judge only give her 2 rounds? Come on, man. These judges are all over the place. That's ridiculous. That is truly ridiculous. But anyway, I think the right person won. Linares outworked her. And Esparza was basically just fighting with the jab, but she didn't jab enough because Linares outworked her with her punch volume, high punch volume. And then Royal Curiel obliterated Jorge Moran Jr. Another first round job. Yep. And Curiel is 15-0, 13 knockouts. Very good knockout rate. Excellent knockout rate. And Moran Jr. dropped to 20-5, 2 draws, 7 knockouts. But anyway, Curiel jumped on him immediately as soon as that bell rung. And he nailed him with a left to the midsection early in the first round. Took him down. And as soon as Moran Jr. got back up, Curiel jumped on him again and trapped him against the ropes. Got him with another left to the body. This time, Moran Jr. didn't get up. Thomas Taylor counted him out. That's about the best referee out there, too, Thomas Taylor. Yeah. Jack Reese, in there, I thought he was pretty good, but he blew a knockdown. Yeah, that was clearly a knockdown. And how can people sitting there watching it on TV see it, and the referee standing right there in the ring beside him and not see that man's hand touch that mat? How can he not see that? I don't understand it. He's standing right there looking at him. I'm watching it on TV. He in the ring with him and didn't see Ramirez's hand touched the mat. I don't think it would have made a difference. He still would have won because that 2-point round wouldn't have helped Francis because he wasn't fighting. But it still was a knockdown. He should have got credit for it. Jack Reese blew it. And then they had another card over in England. I'm just going to tell you what happened on that one. The main event was Peter McGrail, Mark Leach. McGrail got a points win over him. That was at 122. 10-round decision win. Beatrice Ferreira got a decision over Yanina Del Caron. That was for the vacant IBF title at 135 for the women. Okay. Lonnie Lee in the building. What's up, Lonnie Lee? This is Jbt Panel Discussion. I'm going to talk about a short history of boxing in the United States when I finish this. Don't forget, tomorrow is Black History in boxing. Like a timeline. Not too deep, just some highlights. Blacks in boxing. You know, but they had to overcome and stuff like that in the history of the sport. And then Wednesday is a Remo idea. History of boxing in New York. And a look at some of the top fighters to come out of New York. Okay. And look at some of those legendary venues like the Garden, the Polo Grounds, Yankee Stadium, Barclays. Yeah. Boxing in New York Wednesday. And then Thursday is the legendary Kronk Gym. And look at that. And Friday is the profile. This week, Sugar Ray Leonard. But Junaid Boston got a TKO win over Jack Martin. Okay. Joe McGrail, Peter McGrail's brother, Peter McGrail from the main event, his brother got a points win over Ryan Walker. I think the judges might have messed that one up. I thought Walker used that jab to perfection and kept McGrail off of him and got enough right hands in there to pull it out. But that was an 8-round decision for Joe McGrail. But Joe McGrail is the one Eddie Hearns is pushing. Walker is a veteran. They're supposed to be in there to give him work, but Walker didn't get that memo. He went in there and beat him. But they still gave it to Joe McGrail. You can see how the commentators were talking and everything, you know. In the round, just showing McGrail's highlights. If Walker did anything, by the time the bell rung, they had forgotten. One of them kind of fights, you know. They had these commentators, they had their agendas now. You know, Eddie gave it to him before the card started. But Peter McGrail got an 8-round decision. Split decision. That was at featherweight. He's not going anywhere in that division. They can only cheat for him so much. He don't have a title, so he's going to have to come out of the UK and fight. Okay. Steve Clark won a decision over Art John Spatar, middleweight. A couple of prospects, 4 rounds. Maisie Rose Courtney got a decision over Giuseppino Stefano, women. That was at flyweight, 8 rounds. Hamza Udden knocked out Santiago San Eusebio in 6 rounds. That was at junior bantamweight. And finally, Frankie Stringer got a decision over Jonatas Rodrigo Gomes de Oliveira. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names. That was at lightweight. And that was a 6-round decision. Okay? All right. BN Boxing News in the building. Okay, I'm going to talk about a short history of boxing in the United States. The link is in the chat if anybody's interested, but, you know, if y'all want to listen to me talk, I don't mind. Let's look at a short history of boxing in the United States. Salute to BN Boxing News in the building. Okay. Fire your channel. Everybody in here probably subscribe. So with any warriors, anybody out there, get over there and subscribe to BN Boxing News. They don't have a set time, so subscribe, turn your notifications on, hit the bell icon, because you want all of that fire content over there. BN Boxing News. Okay. But everybody okay this Monday again. I told y'all Friday I'll be seeing y'all in a couple of hours. And that's what it seemed like since Friday. A couple of hours went by and we right back here. Man, the lights looking good. My record is 33. I'm gonna be monetized in about 2 weeks. A week to 2 weeks at the most. Okay. That little dollar sign gonna be out in the corner there. I mean, I'm just saying, Okay, there's somebody. Oh, that's old school. What's up, old school?
Town.
Not too much.
I was waiting on my grandson. Believe he was driving me nuts.
How old is he?
He's 5 and he's hyperactive as hell, and he gets into every damn thing. You tell him to leave something alone, he touches it anyway.
Say it again.
I said, you tell him to leave things alone, he touches it anyway. Then he gets all upset. He gets all upset when I stand up and grab my belt. I mean, I don't smack him with it. I just grab it to show it to him,
Right.
But, yeah.
That's what's missing nowadays. That belt on them little butts. That's what's missing. You know what I mean? You're
right. Yeah. When they took correcting your child tried to take it out of the parents' hands is the worst thing they could have ever done.
Worst thing, man. Yeah, it's called child abuse nowadays. Back in the day, it was called discipline.
Look, I told my kids when that crap came out here in Louisiana, I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, I am going to beat your asses, whether that law is in place or not. And here's the deal. If you're going to call the police on me, I'm going to beat you and make it worth my while going to jail from the time you call till the time they get here.
Till they get here. Yeah.
Needless to say, my kids ain't never called no damn cops on
me. Justice, his father used to beat his ass. Mine did too. Belt, switch, tree left.
Look, I had one of the most ass-beaten fathers ever was. My dad was ex-military, World War II Navy.
Man, yeah.
Dude, he would beat me for 10 to 20 minutes straight.
Wow. And that kept you in line, though, didn't it?
The worst thing was him coming home drunk.
Oh, man.
And we had to get a beating when he was that way.
Yeah. Wow.
And he would use a big old barber strap, not a belt, a freaking leather barber strap. Yeah, you know how big them things are.
Them things are thick, man.
Yeah, they are. And let me tell you, I felt every freaking lick off that damn thing.
Wow, yeah, I know you did.
By the time I got old enough to not take it anymore, me and him had a standoff in the kitchen. My mom had to get in between us with a freaking butcher knife to keep us from going at each other.
Well, your mother had to grab the knife on y'all. Yeah.
Dude, I grabbed that belt away from him. I said, this ain't going to happen anymore. I said, if anything, you're going to have to knock me the fuck out.
Was that the end of it?
That was the end of the ass beat.
Yeah.
My dad never punched me without gloves, I'll say that.
Okay.
He slammed me in the wall a few times, but never actually put his fist on my face without the gloves.
Right. Yeah. What kind of gloves? Boxing gloves? Or just a regular?
Yeah, boxing gloves. Okay. Yeah, well, remember I was telling you, he used to teach boxing in the Navy.
You told me that.
Before and during World War II. So when he came home, and I used to sit down and watch boxing with him. We'd go out in the backyard. He had a set of gloves for him and a set of gloves for me, and he would spar with me, teach me.
Okay.
And then later on, I wanted to box, and he did not want me to box at all. I mean, he kept throwing up. We had a neighbor down the street who was Golden Gloves, a man named Donald Canatella. He fought under Danny Canatella for the Irish Channel in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he started training me as well as my dad. Well, my dad would constantly throw up the way the man spoke because Mr. Canatella was punch drunk. you know,
Now,
and his speech was a mess.
really? Now, did your father just teach box, or did he actually box at one time too in the Navy?
He boxed in the Navy, which is how they got him to start teaching boxing.
Okay.
He fought in a couple of local gyms before World War II when he was young. He never tried to go pro or nothing like that. He just liked to fight.
Okay, I see where you get it from then.
Yeah.
That old school. Did you see that Bartholomew and
No, I
Jose
didn't. I
Ramirez?
listened to Kate. You call it. I didn't get to see it.
Oh, I mean, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with Bartholomew. He wouldn't fight, but every time he threw that left hand, he was tagging, he was teeing off on Ramirez was affecting him. He could have won that fight.
Dude, I haven't been impressed with Ramirez in a long time. It seems like after that, we're talking about Ramirez that fought Taylor, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he fought Saturday. That one. Yeah.
After the fight with Taylor, dude, he looked like he was done. Just like Taylor looked like he was done after Taylor fought Regis. Both of them have not been significant since.
That's either one of those fights. You're right about that. Neither one of them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the war that he had, that Ramirez and Taylor had, then Taylor goes into the fight with Regis and has another war.
Back to back.
And neither guy since them fights have ever been the same, if you ask me.
No.
Some guys are made to go to war, some guys ain't.
No.
Some guys get into one or two wars and they're done.
And that's it. Yeah. And then that other fight, Duarte and JoJo, they just look like two different weight classes, man.
Right.
JoJo's
been done for a while.
I know. Well, he need to go back down to a lower weight class or something.
The problem with JoJo, from what I hear, is JoJo don't like to train.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know that. He don't like to train.
Yeah, he's lazy. He doesn't listen to his coaches. What are you gonna say when you got a guy that's lazy? He don't train like he should. He don't listen to his coaches. What can you expect?
And he got Robert Ramirez too. Man, that's when Ramirez put up with that mess.
JoJo should just retire, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah, because he didn't look like too much at all. Now Duarte this was Duarte's first fight with Ramirez, and he looked real different from when he fought Ryan. Yeah.
All right.
Robert Garcia.
I don't know if you heard, but there's an interview coming out with the NFL guy, Chad Ocho.
Oh yeah.
He's interviewing Jamal Charlo, and supposedly the title of the article states that Jamal wants to retire, that he don't have the passion for boxing no more.
Oh, really? What is he, like 30, 31 or something like that?
I thought they were older than that. When they like 33?
Yeah, something
34.
like that. Yeah. He still got some, I thought he had some good years left in him, you know?
Oh, I thought so too. I mean, he really hasn't taken no major damage.
No, I was getting ready to say that. He hasn't. Not at all.
But, bro, look, when people go through mental health crises, like he went through with his wife and every freaking thing, people change. And, you know, it's hard to keep your mindset in boxing where all you think about is training and winning. You know,
you got to have your mental right. Definitely got to have your mental right in boxing. What's up, Ray Patterson?
You can't be all over the place in your thought pattern.
You got to be all in this sport for sure. So maybe he's doing the right thing.
Maybe so.
Whatever.
Now it makes me wonder what his brother's gonna do.
What happened with that seizure situation? Did that actually happen?
That was bogus. It was a pile of crap.
Okay.
I have a source that talked to the brothers,
Right.
And both of them were mad as hell. We're talking about suing the person who put that out there because it was not true at all. Neither one of the brothers had a seizure, and they were pissed that somebody even said that crap.
Because one of them was at a Spurs game that night. I think it was the oldest one. The night it was supposed to happen. So I know it couldn't have been him.
Right. It wasn't either one. That's the
thing. At the game. It couldn't have been him.
Why somebody would come out and say that is just weird.
I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, Ray Patterson from New Jersey is in the house. What's up, Ray Patterson? The link is in there, Ray Patterson. This is Jbt Panel Discussion Day. Yeah, but then some people starting to talk about like Jaime got a good chance against Canelo. What you think about that one, old school? This week, we in fight week for it.
Man, it's a weak ass fight, bro. It's the reason why I call Heine Munguia Heine ass Munguia.
Yeah, Heine.
The dude's skill set is ass.
Yeah.
He's got a built up phony ass fraud record. He's fought nothing but nobodies pretty much. If you watch him fight, he eats punches constantly.
Yeah.
That's another dude who's got a very short career if he ever actually fights someone that's going to fight back.
Yeah, because he liked the battle. And Canelo, I think Canelo probably going to get him up out of there. Canelo still got it.
Yeah, Canelo's going to get him out of there.
He ain't fighting nobody, but he still got it. Canelo does.
Man, I don't think old Heine ass Munguia makes it past the 6th round, to be honest.
Oh, you think he's going to get him early?
Yeah.
Stay around in that range somewhere. Yeah. He getting paid though, so.
Yeah, well, good for him. You know, take the money while it's there. Fuck.
Take it while you can get it. That's true.
It really upsets me though that Canelo ain't got enough balls to face Benavidez.
I know. Benavidez said he's gone. He's at light heavyweight now. He said he's.
And let's face it, God forbid if Canelo fights Morrell, because Morrell's gonna test that chin.
He's fighting that light heavyweight his next fight, but I don't know if he's coming back down. But you know that he's on that Bud card August 3rd. That's at light heavyweight. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether he's going to come back to 68, but they're getting tired of waiting on Canelo. And Canelo might be able to beat Benavidez. You know that? I don't know why he won't fight him. There ain't no foregone conclusion that Benavidez is going to beat him, man.
Look, the Canelo that fought Bivol loses to Benavidez. Benavidez is very active, just like Bivol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's going to come in there. He's going to bang on Canelo. And the question is, can Canelo take that for a whole 12 rounds again?
Yeah. You know, Canelo got a granite chin, man.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I think Morrell's the one that tests that chin, though, for honesty. Morrell hits hard, bro.
Canelo won't fight any of them. That's the thing.
Nope, he won't touch him.
Mm-mm. Then he got another fight. I wonder who that one in September is going to be against. You think Maul will be ready by then?
Canelo might not be old in age, but his body is old from all of the wars and all of the training and everything else, which is why his knees are on the way out. He's just old. His body's old.
I'm sorry, Remo. He got 60-something fights, don't he?
Yeah.
What's up, Remo? How long you been down there, Remo? I wouldn't pay
attention. What up, Remo?
Yo, I just got down here. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about
the fashion thing.
What's happening?
What's going on? Ain't nothing. What's up with you?
Nothing. Just chilling. This is the Jbt Panel Discussion Day. What's up, Just Do Boxing? It's Monday now. Yeah.
I figure I hop in real quick before I gotta go jump in the studio, put together another episode.
Yeah, don't let me forget tomorrow. I forgot last week, man. I was running my mouth and I looked, it was like almost 4:00.
I said, damn, man, I did. I made cash, man. What I do?
No, I was just talking and talking. Then I looked in and saw your name like 5 minutes before. I said, oh, shit.
Nah, all good.
We'll get it tomorrow, though. For sure.
All good.
Yeah. So you working on it?
I wanted to touch on something I heard y'all talking about. know,
Okay.
in a lot of situations, pro athletes in itself, by the time they actually make it to the sport that they become professionals at, the love for the sport usually goes by that time. Because it's like, you know, especially if you start from like 7, 8, you know, that journey, it takes a lot on the body, any sport. No, not even just boxing, just in general. Like, you know, you traveling from a young kid and you missing birthdays and loved ones, people be passing away. You gotta focus on making it to the goal, and then you get to the goal, and say for these guys, you know, they don't meet expectations or they take a few losses, and it's like, all right, kill yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to be around you no more, and the same people that loved you before you became professional, it's just a different feeling. The energy around you wasn't the same.
Wow, that's a good point. Yeah.
These kids start at they if you're really gonna make it, just like I think BBO was saying, like they groom you from a kid, so they know, all right, you know, this kid got a potential to go pro. So everybody's gonna keep that energy around you and make sure that you get the best of this and that. And once you know you do something for your family or you do something for a loved one or whatever the case is over somebody else, now it's an issue. A little bit less love is around, and you know you need like pure love around you to get you out of tough times.
Right.
If that ain't really around you as much as it was growing up, it makes it real hard for these people to just, you know, get up and go train. Aside from the money, it's like, is the love there for it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep. It becomes more like a job, you know. The passion and fun part of it is gone. A lot of it, you know. I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Especially for these guys that like the limelight. Like some people enjoy the limelight more than the actual sport, but once they not seen or revered by the people as the same, that's like a drug in itself. Like getting taken away from them, so they don't got that passion because the vast interest of the people ain't there as much as it used to be. Like AB, look at AB for instance. If AB really wanted to be AB, he'd have locked in and he'd have been training somewhere in the mountains or whatever the case is. But he uses the internet and everything. It's so distracting to him. Especially if you're a person that's easily distracted, you got to find a way to isolate yourself. You know, build some kind of self-discipline, and he don't got that.
No, he don't have it. Nope.
So now the attention is not there, the talent is decreasing, the age is increasing. What you done?
And he drinks too much.
Yeah, I seen him talking about his coach might have left him now. So it's like, you know, I think that'd have been his best thing 5 years ago. He too comfortable with people. When you around a comfortable environment that's too comfortable, those people become crutches to you now. Because he'll get out of it, he'll get out. Nah, you need somebody, a militant guy. Somebody that's gonna be on your ass.
You say
many times AB's coaches told him, stop drinking or I'm leaving. Stop drinking or I'm leaving. If he did it this time, he finally had enough.
Yeah. So you said the coach left from Rima?
I think that's what I heard in the air. I was trying to confirm it, trying to get a confirmation of it, but I ain't really get a confirmation. But for me, it's like, what took you so long?
Yeah.
You know?
Everything that AB's been through.
Absolutely. But you know, seeing somebody you love go through a lot and keep losing, that ain't easy on a coach either.
No, it ain't.
So I don't know, man.
Some people can't handle success, bro. They get money and they go crazy. You know, I think that's what happened with AB. I think he got the money, he started drinking, and then couldn't control himself.
But you need people around you that has your best interest in hand.
Right.
The beginning of his existence, you know him. He had everybody around him. You know.
Yeah,
but
he had a large
it's
entourage.
Yeah, look at people like Allen Iverson had the same problem, but it was people that loved him that put money away from himself. And now that he's, I think he might be at almost 50 or 50, something like that, he has access to certain money, but he got access to that money with a certain mind frame now.
Yeah, Allen Iverson's mother was right there with him the whole time too. I think that was a big positive for him too, you know.
He was still wilding with her.
Yeah, he was still wilding, but I think she was like a positive impact on him.
Yeah, held him a little bit, down, but
right.
The way they structured some of those contracts from him and the money he didn't have access to the full set of money until he reached a certain age. That was very beneficial for his where he is now.
The biggest problem
was that to do it like that. His idea or his agents or somebody's.
No,
he had the right people around
him. The agent had an agreement with Reebok, so Reebok made him a lifetime brand ambassador.
Yeah.
So that money continuously circulates, but he couldn't touch over a certain amount per year until he touched.
So that was good.
50s. So it kind of built him like a trust, or like a 401k or something like that. You know?
That's what you were saying, having the right people there. You know.
Absolutely.
AB didn't have that, you know. Yeah.
AB's biggest problem was he had more enablers than he had actual positive influence in his life.
Yeah.
I don't think it was only that though. I think AB got, aside from the drinking, because the drinking is just shit people lean to sometimes.
Right.
Like depression or whatever, but AB got gambling problems.
Yeah.
AB like the spotlight, he like attention. So like there's a lot of things snowballing and you know that helping him spiral. Because once you got the money, and he got problems with women, he got a bunch of babies out here. Just wilding. He was young with too much.
Yeah.
Too fast.
He spent a lot of money buying attention, you know. Joey Faints in the building. Yup. Hashtag JBT.
But you know what they do say about him? They say, you know, he's a good guy though at heart, you know.
Yeah.
He's very giving and all of
Everybody
that.
says that.
I know.
That's
part of the problem.
To some detriment to himself, it was like an eye-opener for somebody like, you know, Tank to actually witness that and see people around and disappear, and you know, it's kind of like a learning on the job type of thing where like one of the OGs tell you like, yo, listen man, take care of your money because this could happen and that could happen, and you actually really see it in live time.
Right. Yep, you see it happen to somebody else. Yeah. That's a very good point there. Yeah, and Tank was with him a lot too. Early, you know.
Got him that deal, man.
What about him and Blair Cobbs? Was it just talk? AB and Blair Cobbs? That was never a thing, was it? Them two fighting?
It's supposed to be a date. They got a fight date supposedly.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But when I see AB on Instagram, it don't look like he got no fight set up. His face is still full. Yeah. I never see him training. I'm not spending my hard-earned dollars on that at all.
AB just trying to get some money and get a bag.
There's ways to do it. He got to come holler at the JBT. He could do marketing. He good on the microphone.
Yes, he is.
He could call fights. He could do it on
Yeah.
With his following, he could actually call fights on OnlyFans or something like that, or like Patreon. And then, you know, it'd be crazy. I don't know, but he not old enough where he could disappear and nobody want to see him again. But I don't want to see him in the ring. I ain't expecting nothing from that. He go fight Jake Paul. How about that?
Joey Frank say AB and Blair Cobbs at the end of this month. You probably mean May.
Not what I see on IG, because he look crazy on Instagram. Oh my God.
He probably means May. We're at the end of April now.
Man, look, people think I'm joking, but a good comeback fight for Devin is AB.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
What will he get out of beating AB?
just get some rounds in, work on some things. AB saw what Ryan did. AB's gonna go for that hook. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Thomas Hill
and AB don't hit tons hard, and it would be good for Devin. Like I said, get some rounds in.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see that. I don't even want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, what kind of credit did Devin get from beating AB?
Cass, what you think about the global tour that Ryan is on? Man, that guy is crazy.
I know Ryan. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. What's up, Thomas Hill?
You know, I'm with the box story, and I'm with the fashion district, and my main man, the Raging Cajun. You know, I'm doing good, man. I got the sports taken care of, I got the look down, and I got the food. So, you know, we all great. I'm not worried about one thing. I do say this. I would like to see AB versus Haney. I think that fight doesn't go the way many people believe it to go, too.
AB versus who?
If y'all were talking about AB versus Haney, I'm with it.
Yeah.
AB can get in that shape.
Okay.
Because, you know, I know that somebody I don't see Broner taking. The only fight I saw, which was suspect anyway, was Maidana. That fight was questionable because you don't know what was going on with Maidana's gloves.
Exactly.
And he didn't pay attention to detail with Maidana too, and he thought that he just was gonna go on there and railroad that dude. And Maidana's a tough guy. He's like that Limo type of fighter. You gonna have to come with something to get that Mickey Freaky to respect what you got coming. And if you don't, you try to be cute with his ass, you know, he gonna handle that cuteness with like toughness.
Yeah, because Madonna ain't gonna stop coming, right? You know, T Hill.
Yeah,
Madonna's gonna be coming non-stop.
Exactly. So, you know, I think that'll be a great test for both fighters to see where my man currently lies, and then also what AB got left in the tank. That being the case, man, I mean, I don't think that AB still got pop. AB still can put them hands together nicely. All he got to do is throw them. When he throw them, there's no problems. He gets people up out of there.
And train too, though, you know. You got to see what
let's face it. If Bill doesn't work on the damn left hooks, stopping the left hooks, AB could go in there and knock freaking Devin out.
Exactly. He's and that's something we've always discussed. He's very hittable. He makes fundamental flaws that are detrimental to you when you're up there with upper echelon talent. Whatever you say about AB been in the ring with everybody, and he done performed and styled on everybody. If he ain't got nothing to worry about coming at him, I don't think he's gonna have a problem throwing them hands. See, from now on, they got to be careful. What they need to do is put him at his weight that he should be at, and just hope that his skill set carries him there. But if it's draining down to get into these fights, it was going to always look bad. I mean, I was one of the few people who didn't believe that he was going to beat Pitbull. I thought Pitbull going to show you that, yo, Devin's light work. I knew Tank was going to do it because he's just too hittable. And when you're hittable, I know the stuff that they apply, it's amazing how they apply other people's flaws onto other fighters because that's their fighter. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that guy. I keep it a buck. I like Tank, but I like boxing more. So, hell, if I see something that Tank do that's problematic, I'm going to let it be known. Same thing with Devin. And Devin does far too many. He dips and goes always to his right. So if you're predominantly a left hook shooter, you're putting yourself at harm's way. When he jabs, he always leaves his guard down. And he winds up. Sometimes he probes the jab without no intent on doing anything but to find range. You're talking about upper echelon talent. They're going to find a way to take advantage and capitalize off of that. Yeah. And then when you talk about heavy hitters, he ain't never really fought one. He's always been bigger than the people. So you're going into territory that's uncharted for him. Yet, because people hate for Mayweather and likewise vicariously through Mayweather, Tank, you don't focus on the stuff that's glaring and right there that's been there since amateurish days. You just continue to say, oh, he's just great. He's an elite footwork artist. He has excellent jab and boxing skills. No, he's just been fighting people that's been tailor-made and catered for his abilities. When you get up there to the next level, that ain't the case. You got to fight.
He was exposed.
You forgot the way he stretches out when he goes to the body too, dude. That is the perfect recipe for a right uppercut or right hook.
So I would love to see that fight, man. I mean, I don't write him off, but like Remo said, and like William said, you gotta correct something. You gotta bring somebody in there that's looking at it from fresh eyes and say, yo, this is a problem. We keep doing this. We put ourselves at harm's way every single time. We gotta correct this. And if you don't have nobody to be honest with you in the camp, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly, dude. Think about it. You going in there with a guy whose best punch, and he throws all the time, is a left hook, and you're not prepared. How is that even possible? How did your daddy not have you prepared for that? That tells me Bill is not who Bill thinks he is. And they need to get somebody in there that knows what the hell they're doing.
Yep, that's true. And when every time they was clinching, every time Devin come out of the clinch, where did he go? Right to his right hand side. And Ryan was piecing him up with that left hook.
And they didn't have an answer. Not one answer for it. Not one change during the fight for it.
None. He did it the whole fight, entire fight. What did he drop him 3 times? All of them was from the left hook, right? Every time he dropped him.
Well, he had it right in there too. Yeah. But mostly, the left hook.
Hurt him. Yeah, he hurt him with the left hook. In the first round, that was it. He never recovered.
No.
From the first one.
I don't know though, because he did look good.
He got some stuff in.
Second, third, fourth.
Yeah.
He looked like he was getting his feet back under him. But when Ryan cracked him the next time, dude, all that went right out the freaking window.
Right out the window, yeah. Put him right back where he was at before.
Yep.
Now, T. Hill, when you said right weight for Broner, you talking about 140, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had said as long as they put Broner at the right weight. I'm saying you mean OT. He left. And I figured you talking about 140. Yeah. Because Broner had went up to 147. He fought Madonna at 147, I think.
I think 147 was too heavy for him.
Yeah. That's why I figured T. Hill was talking about 140 when he said make sure you put him at the right weight. But
I mean, AB's a small guy, bro. He's not a big dude.
But then you got to always figure what AB is he going to train and all that kind of stuff, How is he going to come in? Is he going to be prepared?
That's the whole problem. You don't know what you're getting with AB.
That's right. Just like T.O. You got to watch him for a couple rounds, see which one you're getting. And when T.O. that fought Josh Taylor Loma, handle any of them guys at 140, man.
Yeah, but go back, think about it. Look at this goes back to what I was saying about Josh Taylor after the Regis fight, not being the same.
Yeah.
What form of Josh Taylor did T.O. actually beat?
That's true too.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor looked terrible in that T.O. fight, and T.O. naturally took advantage of it, which he should have.
It definitely wasn't the Josh Taylor that fought Regis.
No, hell no.
Not even close.
The Josh Taylor that fought Regis would have gave T.O. hell.
Probably would have beat him. Where's Regis at old school? You heard anything from him? The Devin fight?
He's doing interviews, but he ain't really. I haven't seen him take a fight yet. He's even talked about going to MMA, so who knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I heard something about that, him and MMA.
No, he said he's training again.
Is he?
He said his plan is to be at 140. He want to be a 3-time champion. I ain't mad at him for that. It's like, you know, there's a couple fights down here he could win. Him and Pitbull would kind of be nice.
Yeah, I like that.
They'd be there to hit each other, you know. But you know, what's really the issue going on is the youth is really taking over the sport.
Yeah, no.
And you know, T.O. put up with Josh because you know them Europeans, they got good. They don't age well over there, and it seems like you know the youth and the rhythmic boxer, kind of you know they always kind of catch up with the slow-footed you know European guy, and I think that was kind of T.O.'s fight to win because he was popping in and out his movement. It was a lot just other than just like the toughness of Josh Taylor. He's tough, but you know, at the end of the day, hand speed and all that shit do matter. That's what happened with Haney. Haney ran into a dude just as big and just as fast, if not faster.
And with Pop,
if you listen to what Floyd really said, though, Floyd really said that Devin's issue was the technique that he fought with. He fought with an amateur style of the way he was approaching it. He said, especially if you with somebody who's a puncher, you don't jab without your guard correctly. You know, he was reaching with Amateur pointed out a lot too. He was reaching.
Yeah, I saw that
with that jab. You know, rather than you know closing the gap, and you know, there's a lot of technical issues that he had that you know could be repaired in the gym, but he got to face it. He's just not a big puncher. So if you're not a big puncher, your technique got to be that intact, and that's where he messed up on that level.
Another thing is he let his fans gaslight him into thinking that he had more pop on his punches than he did. That's why he went for the damn knockout.
Yeah, see, I think that come along with how he looked at the fight before. You know, he thinking he had a little bit more with the weight advantage. You know, against Regis. Yeah. You know,
he put him down, knocked him down, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
look
know,
at the weight advantage.
You do believe in, you know, you people really can't tell you ain't do something when everybody's seen it, but you know, all in all, full sense of hope, full sense of reality, maybe, but he did look good this first go around at 40. Like we all could agree to that. You know, he looked like he had a little bit more thud to it, but the reality of it, he just was the bigger guy. And then when he got in there with a guy like his size, that hit harder.
It was who he was in there against. That's all it was. Yeah, you're right.
It didn't look pretty, man. He was getting hit with some hellacious shots that he didn't even see coming. That Ryan is fast. They've always said that. Ryan is fast and Ryan hit hard.
Yeah, but he's got somebody to help him clean his act up now. Derek James is cleaning up the way he does things, the way he punches, and he's getting better. Little at a time, Ryan is getting better, whether people believe that or not.
I ain't gonna give him that. He didn't look good. He looked good offensively. Everything else looked the same to me.
Yeah, well, his defense has always been questionable. They got a lot left to clean up.
His saving grace is that he just hit really fucking hard, and then I think Devin don't really got a chin.
No, he don't.
That ain't helpful either. No chin, and you don't hit hard. How the hell you gonna fight?
Stay old school. You wasn't in here Thursday. We was talking about who would you like to see Ryan fight at 140 if we go to 147. What's a good matchup for you there?
Honestly, Barrios.
That's what I was saying, Barrios. I didn't like Barrios, did you?
Barrios is the perfect war for Ryan. And to be honest, I think Barrios beats him. Barrios can take a punch. And Barrios has power. He's got a lot better boxing IQ than freaking Ryan does. And If Ryan comes in with that same cardio he had for Devin, he's in trouble.
I'd like to see somebody get an old man a shot. Barroso. Well, he's at 140 though, right? Barroso.
Yeah.
He's the odd man out. He won the title eliminated. Remember when he knocked the guy out in the first round?
And I want Pitbull versus Barroso. I want Pitbull versus Barroso.
Remember that fight he just knocked the guy out in the first round? That was the title eliminated. It didn't mean nothing. He was supposed to get Rolly instead of Pitbull. But, you know, the money, I guess.
Pitbull and Barroso will be a war that I don't know who to pick. I think Pitbull might win it if it goes all 12. I don't think it goes all 12 though, because both of them hit hard as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. He got that last guy out in the first round.
If Barroso gets tired towards the end of the fight, Pitbull's gonna knock him out.
Yeah. Hey, what did y'all think about that Virgil Ortiz knockout? That body, one punch knockout to the body, sir. Wow.
That punch did not look that hard.
I know. I still haven't seen it yet. I mean, I saw it, but I still didn't see it. You know? Had me wondering.
I'll be honest, it didn't look like it had a lot behind it. I was shocked he went down when I went back and watched the highlights.
That's what I was talking about.
I didn't even get a chance to see the fight.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, he caught him early in the first round with a shot with a left hand to the liver or something. But it didn't look all that hard to me either.
No, it wasn't a crank back or fucking throw your whole body into it. None of that shit. It was just a little pop.
So I'm saying it's the reason they had that Tim Zoo already set up. The fix might have been in.
Out of the fights, he came back and we supposed to get a little showcase to see where he stand. I didn't learn much of anything.
Nothing. 2 early first round stoppages, and then he got to get in there against Tim Zoo. We don't even know if it's the same Virgil yet. We haven't seen him.
I like Tim Zoo though, man.
I'm picking Zoo in that one.
Yeah, we're gonna find out what Virgil's got when he gets in there with Zoo, because Zoo's coming.
It might be bad for him.
It might be.
I'm picking Zoo.
I hope he's doing a lot of sparring.
Yeah.
Who's that? Virgil.
Virgil.
I don't think his body could even allow that. You know, because he got that rhabdo.
Yeah.
I know he can't get. He didn't make the weight fully.
He sure didn't. He was over again. He was over the last time, wasn't he? Wasn't he over last time? Remember he
made
moved
it.
up?
I think he made it last time.
Did he?
Made it last time, but
okay.
Being the fact Virgil's going into this fight with 2 first round stoppages and no rounds under his belt is not good. He needed some rounds in this last fight.
In years. I think his last fight was where he went some time was like 2022. He didn't fight in 23, remember?
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping he's getting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping he's getting some sparring in, because if not, he's going into that with no rounds.
What do you think about that, T Hill? Virgil and Tim Zoo. Virgil's still coming in there for 2 first round knockouts. Like since 2022. He didn't fight last year, remember?
That's true, and that definitely will have an impact on the fight. There's no way around it. I mean, you need the repetition more so than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you can clearly see the lack of repetition in the fight with Crawford and Spence, so you can see that it's necessary. The thing that I will say is that I believe Ramirez is Ortiz is the naturally bigger man. He's naturally bigger than him. And, you know, he's been squeezing down to try to compete at weights. And this thing that they do with that is dangerous, man. They don't know how greatly impactful it is upon their bodies physically to do this, just to gain an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta compete.
Go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think he should be at 160, that's all.
He should be.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, him getting closer and closer to his weight, you see more and more of the pop coming to his punches. I mean, a lot of people think that was an acting job, but no, my man hit him in the liver with a shot that, that stuff hurts.
Liver shot.
And sometimes it can
hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. It just got to be precise. And it was hard too. When you talk about he's coming towards him. So, I mean, from that aspect, I believe that Virgil, he definitely has something that will keep Tim Tszyu honest, and it's how he navigates around it. But I don't know that repetition is something that you can't just do away with. You gotta have. Yeah. And I think that he should have another fight, but I think that he believes that he's next level. So being that it's like Boots is next level. I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care what that Kukadajin fight did for most folks. I saw Kukadajin get in there and land. I seen him tee off on Boots because Boots was a little frustrated and he wasn't really alert in that fight because he was trying to outshine Tank, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. He was trying to outshine. He was trying to be the star of stars that night. And in the process, he lost sight of the match. Like, do what you gotta do to get him to the place where you can have the greatest impact and benefit on the outcome. And he didn't. He was just out there aimlessly following the guy around. But in the process of doing that, he allowed himself to get hit cleanly by somebody that got a little bit of pop too. And he took it. So, the dude he's special, man. He learned from that. And I think because of that fight, you saw what happened in the next fight. Romain Villa was a sacrifice because of all the stuff that people spoke on his name. That's how special this man is. Like, and I think they believe the same of Ortiz. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. Right. Because we don't know. We do know that he has been fighting at a weight class that has been far too small for him. So we'll see. We'll see, because Tim Tszyu ain't no slouch, and he's actually getting functionally better by each fight. So I would love to see the fight.
And Tim been busy, man.
Yeah, Tim been busy, and Tim been putting in work.
And he coming off. I can't take nothing around.
It just remains to see how Virgil responds to going further than just one round, because so far all he's had to go is like a couple of seconds.
I got a question for y'all. Why is it that they choosing between who gonna fight this loser or that loser? Why they ain't giving Lubin some run? Didn't he just win some eliminated something too?
His last fight was Ramos, right? Yeah.
Ramos. He did a dang good job against Ramos. I know a lot of people was not happy with that decision, but if you look at the ring work and in the rounds, he was controlling a good portion of the rounds after like round 4 or 5, I believe. So, I agree.
They only talk about a certain circle of names that continue to circle around each other, but it's like, all right, so what all these other dudes at the division ain't getting no run? I really don't understand it.
And that's why that's a hotbed for talent. There's so many good fights to be made there. So many good fights. So many fighters that if you put them in a matchup, you should see fireworks. I agree. Remo, he should be. I mean, the man had, by all intents and purposes, only 2 fights where it wasn't a good look. But
Charlo, he was supposed to be in recess, so he should be getting a shot next if he really wants the belt. Like, what be going on?
That's true.
Kind of puzzling to me, And then I think the Saudis, they want to see what they want to see, and they throwing the money around. So it's kind of like, in that breath.
Coach, what's up, Coach?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Just hanging out,
The sunshine, shorty.
Yeah, man, enjoying this Florida life,
What up, Tommy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. William, how you been?
Tommy, that's a good question to come in on, man. What's sorry, that? Go ahead and tell me how you feeling, buddy. No, Remo just brought up an excellent point. Like, how come nobody is talking about the Hammer, Erickson Lubin? Shouldn't he be talked about in some of these upcoming fights? in matchups that's going on?
You know, as soon as Remo said that, I was one automatically I agree with him on that, and two, the first name that popped in my mind was another name that we haven't been hearing at all, Errol Spence Jr.
I know.
Errol Spence Jr., Erickson Lubin. Let's get it.
Where is Castano?
Yes, that's
a great point. That is a great point.
I mean, we ain't heard nothing out of Castano.
That was 2022, right? Him and Mel rematch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And an excellent fight too.
Yeah, two of them.
Well, he won the first fight. I don't care what nobody say. He won the first fight.
Yep. I think so. Yeah.
Castano took that money and that rematch money and retired in his country. That's what he did with that money.
That's what it seems
like.
Argentina. You haven't heard a word from him.
It's either that or how much damage did he actually take in that fight, because he did get beat the hell up.
I think he got caught. It caught up to him. He was doing his thing. Both of them was taking some shit that fight. I think
that was a close fight until the knockout.
Yeah, it was.
And he kind of just sat down. He just was like, "Yo, that it was like a delayed reaction on that one." I ain't mad at these dudes though. And they said they had enough. You know, that's why I came in earlier with the statement. Like, you know, it's just hard to be a professional for a long period of time, man. Once you got the house and the kids, and because you know, well, Tom, you about to see everything you love, man. It ain't about you no more. These kids be taking all that from you. It's daytime. They want to go to the park when they want to go to the park. You ain't gonna be having all that gym time. Your wife gonna need date night. Shit changed when you coming up from the amateurs to professional, man.
Hey, Coach. Oh, go ahead, Remo. Finish your thought.
That time that you have allotted to the gym time, to the gym hours. I mean, by nature, it's kind of, you know, changes because of evolution and your family and all that. All that shit changed, man.
Hey, Coach, we was talking about Virgil being out all that time with that sickness, and then he's just got 2 rounds in like the last couple of years going in against Sue. What you think about that?
I'm not necessarily worried about his conditioning because of the rounds.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder because of the sickness. I gotta wonder how he bounced back.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not too worried about his conditioning because of his lack of rounds, because he's always been known as a super hard worker in the gym.
Okay.
And I think it translates. You know, I don't think it's like a matter of him slacking off. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's what old school was saying, you know. But I hope we getting a lot of work in the gym, and you saying he is a hard worker in there, so yeah.
That's the word.
What you think about this? But I think you said you liked Tim Tszyu, didn't you, the other day?
I like him, but I like him just by a little bit. You know what I mean? Like maybe 55, 45.
Okay.
I feel like Virgil Ortiz might got the best left hook to the body in the game. He hits anybody with that, he's hurting you. You know, Tim Tszyu ain't, you know, he ain't no different. He's not an android. I don't know. It's a hell of a fight, man. 50-50, man. I'm a favor Tim Tszyu only because Virgil had got sick twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I slightly favor Tim Tszyu.
Yeah.
Hey,
Me,
Tom,
I think
they're very similar, Tom, you know, those two guys.
Tom, if you say Virgil was to you know what I mean, put his name in the stakes, how you think that fight with him and Bud go?
Virgil and Bud?
Yeah.
I think Bud is too accurate, too crafty. He's gonna manage space too well, distance too well. He knows how to use his reach. Yeah, I think it would go bad for Virgil.
What's up, GP? Gregory Pratt in the building.
I think if I had to pick between Virgil and Tim Tszyu, I'm gonna go with Tim 45-55. Only because Tim Zoo's been in the ring more and been getting a lot of fights in, and Virgil's been sitting the sidelines and only got the 2 rounds. So I'd have to go with the more active fighter on this one.
It's gonna be a good one though. They're very similar, man. You know, those 2 guys.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be.
It's kind of like they fighting themselves, like the same dude fighting each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm wondering who Errol's going to come out with as his new trainer and coach.
I don't know. That's a good question, old school. Who would you like him to get?
I'll be honest. I'd like to see him go work with Calvin and Kenny.
Calvin Ford, yeah. Calvin said he would do it with Derek's blessings, but I guess now, you know, he don't need his blessings. Isn't Derek suing him or something?
I ain't gonna lie. I wish him and Derek could work things out, bro. I don't know what the hell. We don't know all the details and all that other crap, but I sure wish they would work this shit out.
They've been together since the amateurs, right?
It's over, man. It's over. There's never relationships. Like, even if he gave him the money at this point in time, he always gonna look at one of them gonna look at each other with a funny eye. Always. Like, right. I had to take you to court just to get mine, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to look out for you. You took me to court. Like, it's never gonna be. Facts. They'll work with each other, but then it goes from a friendship to a working relationship. It's a little different.
You said it right the first time, Remo. It's over.
It's done.
That's
man.
over.
It's over with that.
Yeah.
You can have respect. You can have respect for the person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want nobody harm or emotional damage to somebody. But like, once that initial synergy is done, and I gotta look at you sideways, it's done.
Yeah, 'cause ain't no more friendship between them now. That's for damn sure.
I thought
it would be a stressful working relationship too with that.
Yeah, you can have respect for somebody, but as far as friends, especially dudes like that, they look like they both, you know what I mean, headstrong kind of guys. So it's like, you know, it's just you know. And then even if he had as much respect for Errol, like he said, like they should have for one another, you're not supposed to let somebody like Ryan, who just new to the area, just come out and talk publicly crazy like that, like about your guy, whether what you going through.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ryan's out of line for that. He's not even supposed to comment about that. Y'all all in the same camp and everything, and 2 people having issues. You're supposed to leave that alone as a third party, you know.
It's still a good question. Who would realistically be a good fit for Errol Spence at this point, man? Like, I don't know, man. That's a really good question, man. I'm sitting here stumped.
I don't know either.
It's got to be somebody with his equal boxing knowledge as Derek James or more.
Yeah, that's not loaded up with fighters too.
Yes, man.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Might have just came up. I can't even see who that is. But they're up here.
Good afternoon,
Ant. What's up, Ant? I had your name covered. What's up, Ant McQueen?
Chilling, man. Going for a quick little stroll.
Okay.
Man, what it do?
Chilling, man. That Tim Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz, I think that's a pretty intriguing fight, to say the least.
Yeah, that's got war written all over it, man.
Oh yeah.
Who you got, Ant?
I'm still a little bit undecided. I'm undecided.
Yeah, I know, bro. It's a tough one.
It's a very tough one.
I picked Tszyu strictly off of he's been fighting, you know. It's hard for me to pick the inactive fighter over the active fighter. And especially when they're both just pretty much the same. They're going to bring the same thing. It's going to be a war.
You know what? sometimes shit runs downhill, and Zoo, man, he might be riding the wave of bad luck after getting cut like that. Sometimes bad luck follows you after something like that. Another fight or two. I don't know. I'm just, who knows? Maybe I'm superstitious.
Miss Joette, salute. How are you, Miss Joette?
I think the placement of the cut is at a non-traditional location as well. So I wouldn't think that that'll linger throughout the years.
Nah, I'm not saying it's cut or linger, but sometimes when I don't know, sometimes I notice a fighter, he'll be on the bad end of a situation, and then his following fight he'll be on the bad end of a decision or something like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, BN Boxing News says Bomac would be a good fit for Earl.
That'd be fire. That would be fire, low key. That would be. Yeah.
Nah. Good God, no.
You don't think so?
He should go beat Ryan.
Yo, they were Bud.
Yeah, but him and Bud gonna be fighting in the same weight division.
Right.
I can't see them. You know what I'm saying? Having the same trainer if they're gonna be in the same weight division.
Yeah.
I like
for the first.
Robert Garcia would be all right.
I was thinking that, Remo.
Yeah, you get that good work with Robert Garcia.
And he
got Duarte
too. So he said he wouldn't mind. He actually and he said something about he's used to taming bad boys or something like that. He said dudes that like partying and hanging out and shit. So I think it'll be a good little fit.
I saw improvement in Duarte. While he added Robert Garcia for this fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a marginal improvement with his technique, with his right hand in particular, because before he had a really, really bad habit of allowing that rear foot to drift and they'd be on the same plane. So I saw some marginal improvement with him. I think the most important thing with him, though, is that's a dude that you got to fight because he does not stop. He does not stop. And I knew that Jojo Diaz wasn't going to have the firepower to keep him honest or give him pause.
No.
You know what's crazy? After Duarte versus Ryan Garcia, we was all looking at like, all right, Ryan did all right. We just waiting for him to face the top competition and lose. And now, after he did face top competition, he looked so good in a fight where he boxed in spots that we all excited to see who he's going to fight next. Yeah. How shit could change in one fight, man, but damn, this says a lot, man.
Absolutely, man. These fights, there's a lot of revelations that happen on a fight-to-fight basis, and sometimes we got to just look at fighters for what they are and not the lore and the narratives and the reputations that they've cultivated. You just look at it for what they are.
True that.
And then sometimes we put a little bit more on one guy, and then we take a little bit from the other guy and say that he isn't this and he isn't that. But a lot of that comes down to, again, the lore, the reputation, and also aesthetics. Got to just look at these guys for what they do well and what they don't do well and how those things match up with one another. But I think Robert Garcia is a good fit for Errol Spence because if you look at the way that Robert Garcia trains his fighters, it's kind of similar to Derrick James in a way in which it's very traditional, hands up, conventional, tight guard. With the footwork, it's like small steps and working behind the jab, things of that sort. So I don't think that he would be out of his element. And it will probably be like a refresher for him. But the only thing with that is similar to the Bomac example. Virgil Ortiz is back with Robert Garcia, and he's at 154 as well. So what happens if somewhere down the line, these guys got to mix it up? That's where it also gets tricky. So I don't know where Errol Spence is going to go.
What do you think about Calvin Ford, Calvin Ford?
I like that one. I think that's a good one. Calvin and Kenny together.
What
Yeah.
with
Wonderful
Evil
tandem.
Sanchez?
Yep. I got to say one thing. Whoever his new coach is,
He got
his
no
new coach
record.
needs to sit him down and tell him, look, dude, for the first time in your life, you're going to fight a tune-up if I take you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's a good point, old school. Yeah. Because Earl said he don't like tune-ups, remember?
Yeah, we need to get over that shit. He's been out of the ring too long. He lost very badly in his last fight. And pretty much because he's been out of the ring too damn long, he needs a tune-up, bro.
Mhm.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Whoever he trains with, it has to be a offensive trainer. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to compliment what he does, because he does what he does very well. Ain't no need to change that part of the game.
That's right. That's cool.
I agree with old school, and I think that it's going to be up to the trainer to change his attitude and his mindset as it pertains to tune-ups, because to him, this is just the impression that I've gotten from Errol Spence over the years, that a tune-up denotes just going in there with lesser competition, as opposed to it being an opportunity for him to refine things that he's been working on in the gym.
Oh man, good point.
You know, so somebody's got to get that through his mind too. Like, yo, it's not just about your resume and all those things. It's also about tightening up the things that we're working on.
I didn't think about that. That's a very good point. Yeah, you're looking at it just like lesser competition, right? Exactly.
I'd also want to see how he reacts after he gets hit hard too. Because now we got to worry about, and it's going to surface. It's going to be talked about. You know, how much damage did he actually take from that wreck? And how will he look when he gets hit hard again?
That's a fair point too. And then the other thing too, as far as the wreck is concerned, you know, we always just think about the way things are in the moment, as far as like the damage that a guy may accrue from, or just anybody in general. But we don't know if any of these side effects from the wreck are going to be like degenerative. Pardon me, there's a bus passing by.
Man,
Still there?
Fun.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what we should be looking out for, is whether or not it's degenerative, like the effects of the wreck. Because you could be seemingly okay right now, but then 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, so on and so forth, things just get progressively worse. So that's what we got to be looking out for with that. And then I think the other thing is this too. The way he looked in the last fight, I think that we got to give Terrence Crawford a lot of credit for being able to exploit some things. And any and everybody, even at this stage, at this juncture of Errol Spence's career, any and everybody is not going to make him look like that, because they don't possess the same attributes, they don't possess the same qualities and skill sets to be able to take advantage of some of the things that we saw. Like we just saw prior to in the Ugas fight, Ugas didn't have the requisite attributes and tools to really, really capitalize like that. So I don't think that just the next guy that we get in there is going to be able to do that very same thing. You know, so it gets a little bit tricky gauging that too. So I think the most important thing is we got to look at how Errol looks irrespective of who he's matched up with. You know, because we got to be looking at things like his balance, his motor skills, and so on and so forth. Just like, how does he look? I think that would be a determining factor.
One thing about punch resistance, it's going to show itself. If he gets in there, gets hit by a hook, just a hard jab, and starts stuttering around like he did with Bud, we know he's got head issues. And that needs to be found out. Maybe he can find that out in sparring, I don't know. But they need to figure it out, whoever coaches him next. Because I don't want to see that dude wind up a vegetable or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Melanie Queen 27. Good afternoon, Queen. How are you?
Put Monsignor back in there with Danny Garcia one more time. 154.
Is Danny still fighting?
No idea.
He's around, you know. I don't see why he can't make weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, Earl
Maybe
and
Castano.
Yeah.
They fought in amateurs, and if my memory is correct, Castano beat him in the amateurs.
Wow, that'd be a tough introduction. 154.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
It would be, but it could also potentially be tough for Castano too, because he hasn't fought since the Charlo fight, since the second one.
That's right.
So who knows how he's going to respond?
Exactly.
I think that's a great matchup, Will.
Exactly.
Ooh, that sound like Errol right back in the war. Let's get it. Let's get it though, man. That's Errol's style though, you know.
Yeah,
he's about it, man. We gotta give it to him. He always makes big fights. I gotta give him that.
Yeah.
And one thing about Castano will test him. We'll find out for sure if he's still got neurological damage. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. You're right about that, old school. Yeah. Old school said Castano gonna fight out, right?
Hey, bro, Castano can fight, dude.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, he can. I thought he had undisputed that first fight with Mel. I mean, that's
me too.
opinion. Yeah, I thought he had it.
As the old saying go, F around and find out.
That's true.
What's happening with that dude, Brian Teixeira?
Teixeira?
Oh, you talking about Patrick Teixeira?
Patrick Teixeira, that's it, Patrick Teixeira.
If I'm not mistaken, he should be mixing it up with somebody soon. I just saw his name somewhere. I'm gonna check on Box for it real quick. I'm
he was making some waves for a little while.
Yeah, because we got a lot of cards coming up. We got Bam and Juan Francisco Estrada on the 29th. A lot of people not talking about that one. That's going to be a good one.
Who we got this weekend again?
Canelo. This is it. Canelo and Hyman.
Patrick Teixeira is back in the ring on the 8th.
Oh, yeah?
June 8th. Yep. He's going to be fighting Xander Zayas. I think that's a good
that's a good. I knew I heard something. That's why
I like Xander Zayas. Oh, man.
Oh, that's a nice fight. That's a tough one for Xander Zayas.
Ooh, yeah. And I told you, boxing is alive and well. Wow. That's a good one. That is a good one. I didn't even know about that one.
Who y'all got in that
really
fight,
good
man?
That's a really good test for Zayas because Teixeira is a veteran, former champion. Remember, it was Castano who took the belt from Teixeira. Teixeira had it.
Okay.
That's who he beat for the title. He beat Teixeira. Teixeira right now is 34-4, and he's on a 3-fight win streak, all knockouts.
Yeah, that's a good test for
that's a good test for Xander Zayas.
I kind of favor him over Xander Zayas.
I do too.
Yeah, Xander got 18 fights though, so I didn't know he had that many. I was looking at that the other day. 18.
Yeah, it feels like he has less, right? Because every time they talk about him, it's always prospect.
Yeah. He almost got 20 fights. Yep. So shoot. He's past prospect level, as far as I'm concerned. But we're gonna find out when he getting there with Patrick Teixeira.
Yeah,
he definitely past prospect. If you get past Patrick. Anybody got anything else before we close it down? It's time for the voice to come on.
Peace and love.
Yeah. This is every Monday, the entire show, the panel discussion. I appreciate everybody.
Peace out, everyone.
Yeah,
peace.
When is the next Casuals Corner, Ant? You don't have anything scheduled yet?
No, I don't have anything scheduled, but I was just, I'm always looking at fights. I was thinking about looking over Better Beer again. I got to look at the schedule and start planning these things according to that. Just looking at the schedule and just doing something weekly, and then just maybe just running through the card or what have you.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe do like a Saturday morning and then finish it up by noontime
of that card that's coming on,
and just go through all the film and stuff, and then boom.
For the card that night, right?
Yeah. Right now, though, my priority is the shorts. So I'm just doing as many shorts as I can, just figuring out different ways to format those. But I'll be back to doing the live stream very, very soon in the near future.
All right, looking forward to it. But appreciate you stopping by today. This is every Monday now, panel discussion, the entire show. Okay, everybody. This was the second panel discussion and another good one. Melanie Queen 27, Miss Joette, Gregory Pratt, hashtag JBT, Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT, Jory Faints, hashtag JBT, Just Do Boxing, Ray Patterson, Ant McQueen, BN Boxing News, Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, Al Booger, Freestyle Media Sports, Goose Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more. Let's Talk Fashion, Remo, hashtag JBT, Mike Grimm, William Old Schooler Rant, hashtag JBT, The Mighty Rise Podcast, hashtag JBT, Coach Thomas Morris, Mike Masick, Justin James, hashtag JBT, and Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Early in the JBT day, too, we got Just Do Boxing, already in progress. We got Jay Hardcore back in the Hangout at 8. And we got the Mighty Rise Podcast at 9. And you got Cass Sports back tomorrow at 2 with a timeline in Black boxing history tomorrow. Just a little few highlights of it. Wednesday is boxing in New York, history of the sport in New York. Look at some of the top fighters that came out of New York. Some of the historic venues like the Garden, the Polo Grounds, Yankee Stadium, Barclays. Thursday is a look at the legendary Kronk Gym. Friday, the profile of Sugar Ray Leonard. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate that panel. Coach Thomas Morris, Ant McQueen, William Old Schooler Rant, Remo, and Thomas Hill. Appreciate you, T. Hill. Okay. Over to Just Do Boxing we go. Cass Sports. I'm out.